in this time of everyone stuck inside and nobody can go anywhere, I don't have anyone to do podcasts with, and so I ran out of my backlog. And so luckily I have my wife.
Oh, no. Dang it. I was wondering where you were going with all of this.
But anyways, so we've kind of talked about it. It's part of like, I don't know, we've agreed that like, hey, if there's no guests or whatever, then like we'll talk about stuff on the podcast and just have episodes. So welcome to, you know, married life and you know, the things that are required of your spouse or whatever, like dishes and cooking and laundry and doing podcasts together. Yeah. But anyways, you brought up the topic of basically like privileged rich kids. And so that extends to other things that I've been thinking about, and it connects to the rest of society. And we talked about it last night. So
Yeah.
I guess you start with the whole, like, what sparked your idea into talking, or like us talking about this on the podcast?
Backstory. So I've recently really loved listening to what's called commentary YouTubers.
Mm-hmm.
Long story short, they review like other videos, either TikToks or Dr. Phil shows, whatever, and just commentate on them. Yep. I actually really enjoy them. Mm-hmm. I don't always agree with a lot of them, but I've come across a few. And so just before recording, we watched a little bit of a few episodes from one YouTuber. And I don't know, whenever I first got introduced to this kind of genre, if you will, it really kind of opened my eyes to kind of the society that we have developed into. And a lot of it does focus around privilege in a way. But I don't know. I know, like, at least with our parents, they're always like, oh, like these young kids, they think they're so privileged and this and that. Like, you guys just don't understand. And it's like, as I get older, I start to understand it. I'm like, ugh, yeah.
Well, there's a balance. And so that's kind of that's the distinction though. Okay. So the videos that we just watched, it was like some 16-year-olds complaining about like not getting the right Lamborghini, or like
G-Wagon.
This other girl, wants a like $230,000 car.
And she ended up getting two of them.
Yeah.
Because mom let her, because her mom felt bad that she's not always there.
Right. And that extends to a bigger problem.
Right.
But we've also kind of talked about how other commentary, a sort of different form of privilege, is where like different people were sending threats to Adam Driver because Rise of Skywalker sucked. And that's
and
or sending threats to the girl who played Rose in The Last Jedi for like apparently ruining the movie, even though they're actors and they're just doing their job.
Right. And I mean, those are just the two that we're more aware of. I'm sure there's a lot of other actors that get a lot of backlash from fans where it's like, oh, how dare you like do this or whatnot. And I know we kind of had touched on that either yesterday or even before, how you'll have tons of people that will say like, oh, well, screw you, Adam Driver, for like how everything ended. And if y'all have seen the movie by now, you know how it ended. But you'll have people that were counteract saying like, well, you have like Tom Holland who's constantly fighting for Spider-Man and like, look at him, like kind of stuff. And it's like, Yes and no. I think a lot of this kind of stemmed from, yes, referring to Adam Driver, and the backlash from that. But then you had the other side of it where you had like the people that spoke out against like the Sonic movie. When it first aired, everybody was like, this is awful.
Yeah.
Who greenlighted the animation for this? And but that actually turned out good for the company.
Right.
So I don't know. It's just really interesting. And that's why like I wanted to kind of talk about it, because like there's kind of different shades of privilege I've found, where it's like you have the rich spoiled kids who are privileged and mom and dad are able to give them anything that they want. But then you have the fan privilege of being like, this isn't my fantasy, so like this is wrong, if you will.
Yeah.
And then you have the good side and the bad side to each one.
Right. And I guess we can I think we should start with the fan privilege. Or should we start with the... Actually, yeah. Let's do the rich kid privilege, because that one's a little bit more like easy to nail down.
Yeah.
And what we were talking about last night. And this is probably going to be a sentence that I say often and have said often, but like, check your privilege. So like with the rich kids complaining that, oh, I need a expensive car. While, I mean, here's the distinction that I'm going to make. And so I'm going to defend the rich kid for a sec. If the rich kid, their only experience is receiving everything that they want, then this one time not receiving what they want is suffering to them.
Right.
It's real suffering to them. And while from our perspective, it doesn't seem like real suffering, because like it's not actual physical pain, or it's not actual physical starvation, or whatever it might be. It's not quote unquote real problems.
Right.
But the thing is that all of our experiences are subjective. And so suffering to one person is not the same suffering to another person. And we've been watching The Good Place. And so if you watch The Good Place, like Tahani described, like, oh, hell would be an eternity in the Swiss Alps. And it's like, wait, why would that be a bad thing? In the off season. And it's like, to us, that still sounds amazing. But to someone who has lived their life in this incredibly privileged position, then yeah, that is actual suffering to an extent.
Yeah.
However, that's why we should sort of have some perspective and go, I mean, we can analyze our own suffering and go, what am I experiencing? What am I feeling? Why am I feeling this way? And then, yeah, get some perspective and go, well, I'm not homeless. I'm not starving. I'm not all of these things. My life could be so much worse. And instead, I get to live in a giant house with parents that at least care about me enough to provide these things for me. There's also levels of abuse that do happen in rich households anyways, like neglect or mental, verbal, and physical abuse. Not to mention Epstein stuff. But, and I mean, we live now kind of close to Nichols Hills. And so, and moving pianos, I've seen the inside of some ridiculous houses.
Yeah, you show me at least one house. I haven't seen all of them, but the one house I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
And we've driven through the neighborhood before and we're just like, is this necessary?
Right. It's ridiculous to us.
Yeah. I mean, I guess good for them, but yeah, it's it's really about that mental like perspective,
Right.
like what you've been talking about.
Yeah.
Like to us, like it's outrageous. To them, it's like enough or not enough.
And so with that, it is a little bit more like, okay, well, again, check your privilege. Here's the things. Here are the ways in which my life could be worse. And here are the ways in which my life is pretty great. And that humility, that, just humility can keep us in check in where in our own lives, we still have a level of privilege. And I brought this up again, talking about how we're able to be quarantined. We're able to stay in our house and just have like a whole bunch of media to watch. And we're able to, and kind of where I was thinking about this is that as we've been watching like Tiger King and The Good Place, and we've been sort of like really immersed in this stuff, it has allowed me to forget my own real life and not really care about my own real life in a way. And it's like, there's still stuff I want to do. There's still music I want to write. There's still all this stuff that I want to be doing. But, you know, I'm kind of taking advantage of the lazy period or whatever, but it's still like we're privileged enough to where we don't have to be out amongst where the rest of the people that have essential jobs and they have a higher risk of getting sick. We're lucky in that, like I can work from home and I can take advantage of these things. So this is nice. So all the people kind of complaining about, oh, well, like there's nothing to do at home. I mean, yeah, but like
there's usually something to do.
Yeah, there's so much that you can do. You can use this time to improve yourself as a human being.
Right.
Or, you know, YouTube is free if you have the internet. And so you can, like, there's so much you can get. And I've mentioned this on the podcast before. You can essentially get like an unofficial bachelor's degree just through YouTube, just through like learning all this stuff. Because, I mean, you have a bachelor's, I have a bachelor's. All the stuff that we learned in school, you can find on YouTube.
Right.
Like, just because you didn't buy the same books or have the same teachers, like, oh, okay, you need to learn about the history of Europe from 1700 to today. There's so many resources just on YouTube that are like really good teaching tools. Not even just like, oh, here's some random like Indian person talking about IT help on YouTube. It's like there's actual resources with like good graphics and good tools and extra resources and description and stuff that's all available for free.
Right. Or like, especially now with, you know, the pandemic going on, a lot of networks are, resorting to that streaming service. So even before it, you know, the History Channel would have certain episodes of anything or, well, not like all of them, but pardon me. I know probably like Hulu or Netflix, Disney Plus, they all have something now that's for education. So like, especially now, more than ever, there's kind of like no excuse that you can't learn something while we're stuck in our houses.
And so, yeah, that's improving yourself. That's improving yourself, sure, mentally, but you can also improve yourself physically. You can work out from home. You don't have to have a gym. You can do push-ups. You can do pull-ups. You can do sit-ups. You can, like, watch Zumba videos on YouTube and, like, exercise.
Right.
So if you want to physically improve yourself, hey, look, you don't have the excuse of like, well, I'm going to go to the bar or something, or, well, I got to like go shopping. And it's like, no, stay home. Seriously, though, stay home.
I do think and I know we're kind of digressing, but I think the only thing now I've noticed, and I've kind of come across this for myself in a way, but I think it's like, yes, it's driving everyone crazy to have cabin fever, be locked up in your house, and you're wanting to go out. I think it becomes now it's like, I want to stay in the house and work on stuff, but wait, I need certain things to work on in my house.
Sure.
So like, for example, I have like sewing projects I really would love to work on, but I can't get to it because that room is one, a mess. So we ordered stuff to kind of help that. But then two, it's like, oh, wait, I need actual other stuff to continue it.
Yeah.
So
and those stores are closed.
Exactly. And shopping online for stuff like that is hard. So depending on like what you're working on, it's not always available. Or like you prefer to be there in person.
Yeah.
And I think we kind of talked about that last night too, where it's like feeling bad for essentially ordering stuff online and jeopardizing the people that are at warehouses.
Sure.
During all of this.
Yeah.
So, but again, digress.
Right. And that's kind of also a point that was made in The Good Place. Again, we've been watching a lot of it, so I'm going to be mentioning it a lot.
We finished it all on Netflix.
Yeah.
And it's season 4 that we're missing now.
Yeah. So we're not going to spoil anything. But they kind of mentioned how the world is super complex. And so, like, there's repercussions. There's unintended consequences to the decisions that we make. And so, yeah, it is unfortunate that for me to be able to stay home and still receive the resources that I require, that does mean that other people have to do that work. And that sucks. And I feel bad about it. But like there are consequences to everything. It's a complex world. I'm sorry.
It really is. We highly recommend watching it. Season 1 was great.
Gets a little weird near the end and the beginning of season 2.
Yeah. There were a lot of moments where I questioned a lot of the writing, but like kind of all in like most of season 3, I was like, okay, I'm starting to understand what they're trying to do now. So I'm curious what season 4 is going to be like.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And it's over now. So we can, more media to consume.
If we can find it.
Something I do appreciate about that show, and then I'll shut up, is that, at least about The Good Place, is that I don't know, it seems like some content is just for entertainment purposes.
Yeah.
It seems like The Good Place is trying to be both funny and literally make us better people. The characters in the show are trying to be better people, but by watching their experiences and learning with them, we ourselves are becoming better people. We are upholding ourselves to a higher ethical standard.
Yeah, because I think what's kind of nice, because there's 4 main people. I guess you could technically count Michael and Janet, and that's not ruining anything.
6. Yeah.
So like someone can always relate to one of those 6 somehow or another.
Yeah.
So it's just a good show. Maybe one day we should actually like talk about it on the podcast if you want. But anyway.
But yeah, going back to privilege, it's like, yeah, we're lucky that we live in America and things are able to shut down and we won't immediately die.
Yeah.
Granted, a lot of people have been laid off, and so stuff sucks in that front. And the other kind of opposite side of privilege is like powerlessness. Like there are some things like if I were to lose all of my income streams, like I don't know what we would do.
No.
And so like, yeah, that sucks. And there's no infrastructure in place for that. But like everyone else has to deal with that too. Like I acknowledge my lack of privilege in that. I acknowledge that my suffering is real in that front.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone else is suffering who has been laid off because of this is real suffering.
Mm-hmm.
And
It becomes kind of a domino effect. And we kind of talked about that last night too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, I will openly state it. I won't say where I work.
Sure.
But for those of you who know where I've been working, I unfortunately have been laid off. It does suck. I'll put that out there, but I understand. And
I'm still mad about it.
I'm mad at the situation and like how our company just didn't handle it to the best that they could. But we won't get any more into that.
Right.
But essentially, like, yeah, it's kind of like with my situation, with a lot of other people's situations, like we're being laid off, and kind of like what we were talking about. It's like, well, okay, you have a lot of these people that are either getting laid off or their stores are closed down and they can't work from home.
Yeah.
So it's like, how are people going to support themselves?
Right.
I know there's a lot of talk about, you know, what is it, like renters? Something about like essentially like having it to where you don't have to worry about paying rent on the first.
Sure.
Just like a suspension,
rent freeze or a mortgage freeze.
Yeah, freeze. That. Or if I understand, because like the renters have to like, you know, pay their people. So like, maybe like cut it in half or something. So you have that kind of stuff. But we had talked about like, okay, well, whenever this is all like in the clear and we can finally all go back out again, are we even going to have the money to like go shop?
Re-stimulate the economy.
Yeah. And that's kind of the scary thing. It's kind of like, you know, are we going to be able to go buy these kind of luxury items that we want? Or like, are some of these businesses going to be able to stay open?
Right.
You know, it's hard.
Should we pursue this train of thought all the way in? I was going to hold off on that until later, but should we just pursue like the whole like economy and society and stuff? Because I was going to get to that, but I'll plant a flag there.
Okay. Sorry.
No, it's okay. We like got there sooner than I thought we would.
I mean, are we still even talking about privilege at this point anymore, do you think?
Right. Well, that's why I was going to get back to like, well, I was using that to sort of highlight lack of privilege and the things that we don't have and the things that we're unfortunate that we don't have. But also in that checking our own privilege in that we still can like, yeah, you were laid off, but like we're all right for right now.
Yes.
It sucks, but like
had a good cry.
Yeah.
had the phases, if you will.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're all okay.
Yeah.
We're both okay. But if
so check back in with us in like a month.
Yeah.
And then it's like, yeah, you can send us money if you want.
But please don't if you like need it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the other thing. It's like
we're fine.
We're good for right now. But I mean, we're lucky in that we can be good for a little while.
Yeah.
And so even in some of the worst things happening, we can still be all right. And that's a privilege in itself. And we acknowledge that. So we're lucky in that. Versus the people who live very close to us over here, some streets over in Nichols Hills, they probably aren't feeling the effects of it at all. I mean, some of them are because there are people who make very terrible financial decisions and decide like, oh, I'm just going to get a huge mortgage and live in a huge house, even though I can't really afford it.
Right.
And so as soon as they get laid off from their job, that indicates that they shouldn't have been living in this giant ass house, then they're like, oh crap, maybe I shouldn't have been flexing to live a lifestyle that I, live within your means is a condescending thing that rich people say to poor people. But then it's also what people who think they're rich also say to poor people. And then they realize that they are also not living within their means.
Well, I just had a thought because that just kind of made me think about it. It's like, I don't know what's going to happen to like the people like over there in Nichols Hills, for example. It's like, sure, maybe they're fine for right now and they can still keep up with their mortgage and everything. But say like this still goes on for like another 6 months, if not longer. Eventually that money's going to run out because they don't have their income.
Right.
And then say they're like, oh man, I need to do something. I need to try and sell stuff. Or like my house is going to get foreclosed at some point.
Right.
No one's going to buy that house because no one can afford it.
Right, exactly.
So they're literally stuck with this house.
Yeah. And that's the other kind of backwards thing is that we almost have like a counter perspective in that we don't understand the complexity of the problems. As Biggie said it, mo money, mo problems. And so it takes a lot more resources and money and energy to be able to maintain these things.
Right.
And so like, cool, you have the income now to have a huge house and a whole bunch of like gardens and stuff to like keep that going. Well, it's like, cool, quarantine, all of your gardeners are going away, all of your housekeepers are going away, all of your pool people are going away.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
what's going to happen to your house? What's going to happen to your beautiful gardens and the state of your home? And you never actually wash the dishes. And so it's like, those are all problems that we don't have to deal with.
No.
But like, we also don't have a giant house that requires a whole staff to keep running.
No, that reminds me of the most recent live action Cinderella, where it's like, as soon as her dad died, it's like they literally couldn't pay the servants, so sent them all off. And that's why Cinderella became the way that she was.
Right. And so oh, woe is me, rich person. Like, you can't, sure. But I mean, it is real problems. And it's also like it's real problems to the workers themselves because they don't get that paycheck either.
Everyone is hurting.
Yeah.
No matter where you are. In a way, like this whole pandemic is kind of almost putting us on a equal field, if you will.
Yeah. No, but also fuck them, eat the rich. But at the level of like billionaires are not going to see any hurt from this. And so sure, I did a little bit of like, yeah, maybe your big ass house doesn't need, like, yeah, it sucks to have, yeah, and I'll sympathize to an extent because again, like I said earlier, everyone's experience is subjective, and so everyone's suffering is real suffering. But also, fuck you have $1 billion. Maybe you should deal with it and cry into your piles of money. God damn it. Okay, but
tell us how you will really feel.
I'm holding back a little bit. And so I fooled myself in thinking that I wouldn't put an explicit tag on this podcast, but no, it definitely does. So. Yeah, so I mean, some people aren't going to feel the effects of this, and those are the same people that lobbied the government to pass this ridiculous $2 trillion bailout for massive corporations that we've seen before less than a decade ago. Oh no, slightly over a decade ago, in 2008. But
just realized,
maybe we would have learned from then. What?
Well, our president is a former, like, CEO of a big company. Yeah. So, of course, that sounds great to him.
Right. Well, we say, quote unquote, like, former CEO, but he, emoluments clause.
He's a businessman.
Yeah. Well, no, I know. But I'm saying that the president of the United States is violating the emoluments clause, and that's what the Democrats should have impeached him on. But anyways, still holding back a little bit. Yeah, so we think that it's like, oh, wisdom about, running the country like a business or something. So yeah, it seems like a good idea, but like also the fact that like the rest of everyone is only going to get $1,200 once. Like that's not gonna do anything.
Like just once, or like once per month?
No, once.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. It's not a UBI. It's just like, here's a check to like hold you over.
But that's different from the unemployment, right?
Yeah, unemployment is a whole other thing. And like everyone's, I mean, the Oklahoma website for unemployment was crashing because.
Mm-hmm. I mean, literally the day of when I found out, which was last Friday.
Yeah, it was Friday.
God, it hasn't even been a full week, and I feel like it's been a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we tried filing for me, and literally that day we could not even finish my unemployment because it literally kept crashing so much to the point that we were like, we'll come back to this. Yeah. And I think it was finally Sunday.
Yeah.
We got it.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's been a ride, you know? But I mean, again, looking at it from all perspectives, we're also lucky in that we live in a country and state where you can apply for unemployment.
Yeah.
And otherwise it's just like, well, sucks. No money. Haha.
Yeah.
And, you know, the other thing is that, like, money isn't real. I'll get back to that point. So going back to like, oh, these privileged kids with their YouTubes and their Lamborghinis and maybe if they experienced a little bit of the real world, maybe they would get some perspective. You know, they should check their privilege. I don't know what that sound was either.
That was wind coming through something event of ours.
All right, well, neat.
We're still getting used to this house.
Yeah. Okay, so going on to fan privilege and how people feel entitled to receiving things from media, even though you're making a face like you're about to say something. So go ahead.
Well, I was kind of hoping you would touch on it, and maybe we're like stretching out that part of privilege.
Okay, this is my podcast.
Is it? But I wanted to add one final note before we go to the fan privilege.
Okay.
So something else I have noticed, because you did bring up like these young YouTubers. I'll throw in the TikTokers, Instagram models, whatever.
By the way, TikTok is Chinese spyware. Just letting you know, like, government officials have been told not to get TikTok on their phones because it's spyware.
Tight.
Yeah.
I don't have it. You don't have it. We're fine. No, just I understand, you know, as time goes on, like phases.
Yeah.
I don't know what you want to call it. But obviously entertainment was different than it was like 10 years ago, 20 years ago for that.
Yeah.
Or like turn of the century. And while we were looking at the different generations last night, you were saying like this most recent one is kind of like an I generation in a way where it's like you and I.
Gen Z is the I gen.
Yeah. We kind of live, or we at least kind of grew up where we didn't have like an iPhone in our hands 24/7. Like we actually went outside and played and got dirty and all that kind of stuff. And then, you know, like I'm a millennial according to the timeline. You're the generation right after me.
Somehow.
I think that's still really weird how they decided.
It's not like officially, like there's no official thing because.
So you may or may not be a millennial. Yeah, we'll just say that.
I identify as a millennial. I don't care.
Right. But like
age isn't real.
But the generation before millennials, like that grew up.
Gen X.
Yeah. That grew up in the 80s.
Unless you count Zennials.
Like how they kind of saw the beginning of technology. But like, you know, I definitely look to my cousins now who the youngest is like 14 years younger than me.
Or older? Or
younger. I'm thinking about the younger ones.
Oh, yeah.
Where they've grown up with, you know, technology in their hands.
Right.
A lot. And so they're really smart about it. you know, and that's great.
Right.
I'm lucky if I can even understand my Mac sometimes.
It's just a 5200 RPM hard drive. It's just slow.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But like, as I had kind of mentioned in our conversation yesterday, I kind of feel like we set ourselves up for our own failure with this idea of privilege. Like, you have the technology in front of you, so everything comes to you. So immediately these younger, you know, people, like, I'm saying 20 and younger for sure. They definitely feel way more privileged than like you or I do.
Right.
Especially because of what they were raised up with.
Yeah.
Always getting the quick, you know, like, give me this, I want this, I need this now,
right,
kind of thing. And then like,
they never had to deal with this sound.
Or the dial-up sound.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yes. That's somewhat satisfying. I don't know why.
In a weird way.
Yeah. Ooh, yes. Love it. Ooh. I never got that far.
Anyways.
Or like the whole like, hey, get off the internet. I need to use the telephone.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, kids nowadays will never understand that. Ever.
Old man shakes fists at cloud.
Right. So, I mean, like, we already set up that privilege for a lot of these kids. And then the instant, like, oh my God, you're a TikTok model or like this or that, because like these young kids that are already becoming, you know, billionaires just through these apps and whatnot.
Millionaires. Let's not give them the B yet.
Well, they have billions of followers. Certain ones do.
I don't think anyone's in the billions except for like.
I think there is one TikTok girl that does, but she's actually trying to promote stuff.
Okay, well, there's
Charlie
no hope for us.
Something. I'm not a TikTok person, but like she actually tries to promote good stuff. But then like you have like the e-boys and the e-girls, and it's just like, ugh, like why? So I don't know. There's pros and cons to it. Like,
right.
I think how you use it for one thing, but then like the attitude behind it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not bashing anyone who does have like a TikTok or
I am
or anything, because some of it's for fun. Because we do have friends that have it, and they
like
do
what you like.
Yes, and they do, you know, fun cosplay stuff on there, and that's fine.
And
I think
really
that's
good.
fine.
It's
yeah,
really good. What they do is really good.
Yeah, but then like I see again the kids that are like younger than 20 that are getting all these deals for doing like really questionable stuff. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
There's
like
so many. There's.
Like it was just a prank bro phase as well.
If you ever question like some of the stuff that's on TikTok, Curtis Connor, Curtis Connor, he's a commentator on TikToks.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's bad. But anyway, I just wanted to dive into that because like, again, that's where I think a lot of like the younger privilege come in.
Right. And the other part too is that like these people are able to, like, if they have rich parents, they have the time and resources to create content that content creator. That's what I'm doing right now.
Well, everyone is a quote unquote oh my God, I just lost it.
What?
Not entertainer.
Influencer.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was like, it starts. Yeah. Continue.
Yeah. Don't look to me to be an influencer, man. I just said, like what you like. But people are able to reach these points because they have the time to do that.
Yeah.
And futz with the algorithm and be like, hey, if I try this, if I play with a baby tiger on camera or something, that'll get a lot of hits. Hey, the other show that we've been watching.
Oh, don't even get me started with half that stuff on that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But like, there are things that people can do to like generate more hits. And like there's a privilege in that because sometimes people get lucky, or sometimes people are able to like have bots swarm the thing and
people also pay
pump
for
the
bots.
numbers. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, there's also that. So nothing is real, everything is a lie. Is that the last point on privileged rich kids
for the
TikTokers
moment?
and
I
YouTube
mean,
and all that junk?
I could talk
Yeah,
about
yeah.
like all sorts of like social media crap because like I went down a rabbit hole for
Yeah, yeah.
like a while,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, "Ugh." But
Anyway,
let's get into the fan
fan
privilege.
privilege. Because yeah, I've been devoted to this thing for a long time. Therefore, you owe me this.
Yep,
And that's just not.
that's
It's
not
just
okay.
not true. Yeah. Well, so I mean, okay, like we mentioned, Adam Driver getting death threats because Rise of Skywalker sucks.
Not only him, his wife and
his
newborn
kids.
kid were
Yeah.
getting threats.
Yeah.
Because he is an actor who is literally doing his job of what directors, producers, and screenwriters told him to do.
Yeah.
Have you met this man? Have you heard his stories about stuff? Leave him alone.
Yeah, but
Leave all of
his
them alone.
entire universe doesn't exist to me. All that he is a piece of media to me, and I must abuse him because he did not media correctly to me.
I think, what was it? It was in a video. Oh, kind of goes back a little bit. But so Jake Paul, forget this guy. But there was a video where he leaked his address. A whole bunch of like people swarmed the house, including these kids. There was literally mom caught on camera, or like you heard her say like, you owe it to these kids. They made you famous. Like you should like talk to them or be like hang out with them or something because of them. You're famous. And I'm like, okay, sure. In a way, someone becomes famous because of like the fans or whatnot. Yeah. But I guess at the end of the day, like sometimes I feel like no one owes anyone anything.
Yeah. Someone made a thing. Other people watched it.
Yeah.
Because of that, that someone gets money through ad revenue. Cool.
Yeah.
Like, you're the one who watched it.
Yeah.
You didn't give him money unless you did. And then it's like, well, cool. You got the thing that you paid me money for.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the transaction. That's what we agreed to.
Right.
So, I mean, you go to the car mechanic and say, this thing is broken. Fix the thing. You pay them. And they fix the thing. That's it. There's nothing else there.
Sure.
You can put more there and be like, hey, this guy like did the work really good. Go to that guy.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like, there's not anything else really expected. So it's not like, oh, you owe it to these kids. They made you famous. It's like, no, you watched it. That's what I gave you.
Yeah. Or like.
Same with music.
Yeah.
Same with art. Same with everything else. It's not. And then there's the other like counter theory of like analyzing who the art belongs to, which is like as soon as it's put out, it no longer belongs to the artist.
Right.
Which, yeah, I guess like, if you want to interpret like one of my songs or one of someone else's songs in a way that I did not intend it to be interpreted, that's your song. But at the same time, I still don't owe you anything. If you see me in public and you're like, hey, this is what that song means to me. And I'm like, cool. That's it. I'm not going to like explain the song to you if I don't have to.
Right.
Or if my song doesn't meet what you got out of it I don't owe that to you either.
Right.
Just because our stories don't line up doesn't mean whatever. And that happens a lot with different artists that like, hey, you said this thing in this song. Well, I actually didn't. So why are you suing me?
Right.
Yeah. But like, we're not owed anything by these content creators.
Mm-mm.
Again, that word is terrible coming out of my mouth. It's just they made a thing and you consumed it.
Yeah.
You can request something from them. And
yeah, some content creators will be like, what do you guys think I should do next? Or like,
right.
vote what I should do. Or like, Phil DeFranco, like, what is your take on this?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's probably the most interaction, I think. Ooh, the fan to creator in a way.
Yeah. But that's if they want to establish that relationship.
Yeah.
But like, you know, consent and all that junk.
Yeah. We have to remember that at the end of the day, like, just because like they're celebrities or they're public figures, I should say more so, they're still people at the end of it.
Someone can mean a lot to you, but that does not mean that they belong to you.
No.
And so, yeah, whatever it is that they want to create with this, like with their own creativity, they will do what they want to with it. And if they decide to try and bend to the whim of the fan, then as we will see, they'll make worse movies. Star Wars. So, I mean, they could have just made the story that they wanted to, but instead they were like, but the people won't be happy. And as it turned out, the people weren't happy anyways.
Well, no. And we were mentioning this to each other earlier, how Star Wars is the last 3 episodes, or the last trilogy, if you will, where they tried doing something new while still resorting to nostalgia. So not being 100% original. And it kind of still all blew up in their faces. You did have people that did like certain episodes over others, or like, you know, some of the actors didn't really agree with like how characters were done or whatever. It's hard, you know, like damned if you do, damned if you don't, in a way, is what I'm slowly discovering.
Yeah. Well, in my humble opinion, which nobody has to care about if they want to, but I'll just say it to make people angry. Last Jedi is the best Star Wars movie of the newer trilogy.
No, rewatching it, I really did enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen it now twice, which, yes, my opinion probably doesn't matter to a lot of hardcore fans, and that's fine. Like,
yeah, but
but I think there were a lot of really good elements that were there.
Casino stuff is garbage. Everyone knows that, but you know.
Yeah, that was just the only awkward part. But other than that, it made sense. And, you know, for probably a good week or two after Rise of Skywalker, you know, like, we looked into stuff. Megan and I looked into stuff. We've had discussions. It's out there that there could have been an alternate movie altogether, and that made way more sense.
Yeah.
But they didn't do it.
Yeah.
Because either fan servicing or fans just complained about it enough that they were like, no, we want to go this route, or just creative differences. There's a lot out there.
Right. So
you also technically had like 3 different directors that could have been a part of this last trilogy.
Yeah. But again, they don't owe you anything.
No.
And in them trying to give you the collective you that is Star Wars fans, by them trying to give you this thing in the way that you wanted it, it was worse.
I mean, Star Wars fans, I know, will never be truly happy because, like, I get it. They're always going to say episodes 4 through 6 are the best because they came out first. Granted, it set the bar. I get it. We wanted prequels to understand, you know, a villain backstory. I love a good villain, like, origin story.
Joker was great.
Yeah. Whether you believe that was the actual Joker or not, that's a debate.
It's outside the universe.
Right. But the whole, we had the fantasy with the original 3. We had the more political side with the prequels, and then
and racist. Don't forget, it was racist. The prequels.
They were?
Watto was a caricature of this weird Italian man, and then all of the other aliens were just kind of shoo-ins for different races. Because
that's right.
Yeah. But you know,
I'm still kind of new
to ruining things.
I'm still semi new to Star Wars.
Yeah, that's fine.
But anyway, I felt the last 3 kind of did well in balancing the original 3, if you will. I thought it captured it in a nice way.
I think we're spending too much time in Star Wars, but finish your thought.
And yes, a lot of people did say, like, oh, it's just this episode reflected in this one. Or, like, nothing's original. It's basically taking the same plot, blah, blah, blah. No one's happy. And that's where, like, the fan privilege comes into play.
Yeah.
And whatnot.
Yeah.
I don't know how long you're wanting to go, but there is, like, another fan privilege that we've talked about many times before that I want to bring up. Legend of Korra.
Yeah.
I will say this. Hopefully by now, a lot of you have seen it or are aware of how the series ended with Legend of Korra, the whole sequel to Avatar: Last Airbender. Spoilers ahead, but
also just like pause it and watch it, because it's like
it is actually
even if we're gonna like talk crap about Legend of Korra, like all of Last Airbender is wonderful. All of Legend of Korra is wonderful. Do it
right. So at the end, you had the 2 main female characters end up with each other.
Spoil it.
Great. I think that's awesome. Like, now that it's been years and everything, fine. I'm glad that they took that risk, quote unquote, from what Brian said. I still don't like the response he had to the fans. But also at the same time, it is because of the fans, everything happened the way that it did.
Yeah.
A little bit back history. Legend of Korra should have and was originally only supposed to be 1 season. Season 1 was fantastic. They took their sweet time. They didn't realize how much of a hit it was. And then the creators were like, crap, we need to make more. They made 3 more seasons. Season 2.
Them.
Yeah, season 2 was probably definitely the worst one. It was very cliche. Seasons 3 and 4 were a lot better. They continued talking about, well, not really talking about, but having villains that definitely represented different things.
Yeah, each villain was kind of a reflection of ideologues from real world villains.
Yeah. So, and it was really nice because you had kind of the feudal-ish era of Last Airbender going into industrial, modern-ish turn of the century with Korra. Very
people
cool.
always do that.
I think it's interesting. And this was
Fable 3 was made worse because of that.
And I will still say at the time, I thought it was still really weird how they set everything up. And, you know, they had said like, oh, all the signs were there if you just look hard enough. And like, sure.
Yeah,
but like at the same time, I didn't believe it nearly as much because at the same time, you know, we had one of our friends move to another state. We were writing back and forth a lot, like all of us girls to her. And in Legend of Korra, that was also happening between Korra and Asami. And apparently that's the only thing where it's like, oh, they're soulmates. Oh, they love each other. It's like, I never got anything that expressed a romantic relationship between the two of them. I felt more friendship. But the only thing I ever got from them was like, they technically dated the same guy, broke it off.
They did date the same guy.
Yeah. And then they were like, forget everything. We suddenly love each other. It's like, I never got that buildup that I wanted if they wanted that to really be a thing.
Right. Well, with the thing that you said earlier about like, well, all of the signs are there if you look hard enough. The same thing happened in season 1 whenever we were like, we are 112% sure that Amon is Aang. This is how it could happen. This is like, these are the things in the extended lore where we can rationalize this thing.
Yeah.
And then like what it ended up being, it's like, it's just new characters.
Yeah.
Hey, look, we can have new characters.
No, and I'm glad that it ended up being a new character. Like, again, my mentality of where I was when this all came out is far different than where I am now. And we've talked about this where I understand why Mike and Brian didn't want to resort to nostalgia with this new series. They wanted it to be its own thing without resorting to the other characters. We only really saw Katara as an old lady. Obviously, Aang was dead in order for Korra to be alive.
Lots of flashbacks.
Yeah, we got those. And we didn't really
Sokka.
get... Yeah, rip Sokka. And we saw a little bit of Toph. And that was kind of it. Yeah, well, in season 1. But then we saw Zuko and Toph more later. But like, at the end of it, when you really do think about it, the fans were what pushed the show to continue on. So that became the fan service. That became the fan privilege.
With a worse result.
Yeah.
We're trying to.
Yeah. And this kind of bleeds into another series that same animation studio does, Voltron, which you and I were pretty heavily involved into the series for...
First 3 seasons, I think?
Yeah, somewhere around there. And
it just became hot garbage and we just, yeah.
Well, it almost seemed like the plot just didn't know where it was going anymore. And by now, we're kind of used to seeing a lot of fans like taking certain characters and just like being obnoxiously loud about a couple. And I get it. Ship whoever you want. But like, there's a point where I'm like, okay, I support you with who you like. It's not my cup of tea, or I don't really care for that. But like when it's constantly rubbed in my face a lot, or just like taken so much that literally even the animators purposely made sure to keep the characters away from each other, that's when I'm like, you're going too far. That's so a big one in Voltron was Keith and Lance. Fine, whatever. They kind of have that weird, like, if you will, sexual tension between the two, whatever.
I won't call it sexual, but sure.
That's what a lot of people will say. It literally took them, the animators later, to decide we're just not going to have them in the same frames because they wanted to avoid that. That's how bad it was getting. And I know it's like that for other fandoms too. You know, and sometimes, you know, it's 2 males, 2 females, guy, girl, whatever. That's when I do start having a problem where it's disrupting so much. Like, I know, and all of us in our friend group, we've gotten so discouraged by certain shows because of like how outrageous some fans can be.
Yeah.
Like, again, if you love a couple together, go for it. I don't care like who they are, but if it's just No,
I mean, I wasn't even gonna like talk about the ship thing. I was thinking of just Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty fans are just like hot garbage most of the time. And so I mean, it's like that has nothing to do with shipping or anything. It's just like Rick and Morty fans are straight up garbage and it makes me feel guilty about enjoying a really good show that like,
I mean,
oh
have
crap,
you?
no. Yeah, I really like Rick and Morty.
Well, I know you liked it like when it first kind of came out. Have you watched any other episodes?
I haven't watched the most recent season,
Oh,
but
okay.
I really like Rick and Morty. It's a good show.
I can't get past Rick at all.
That's fine. But like it's a good show, and Garbage People made it feel like a garbage show. And so I don't really feel like watching it. So I mean, and that same thing goes with like Steven Universe and all of the other stuff.
I'm completely lost with Steven Universe.
Yeah.
Like, I think that was also another example where like the fans were just getting so crazy that it was just like, okay, like please calm down. Like we may eventually get to that, or like it's just getting too much. And like I understand these creators want to give something to the people that make them happy. Because yes, it is a cycle, that whole like because of them it makes you popular or makes you famous or rich, whatever. It's all a cycle. We kind of end up needing each other. But I think it needs to become a balance of where it's like you respect the creators, but also the creators need to learn, don't lose sight of like what your original intent was. Don't cave in necessarily to fan privilege, fan service. But at the same time, and I can say this for like, say Marvel, for example, again, with like the Tom Holland thing, like a lot of people wanted to keep him around for Spider-Man because let's face facts, he is probably one of the best ones that we've had.
Yes.
Live action. He has so much heart and soul for the character that he's put so much effort into it, and he wants to keep doing it. And I think that's fantastic. And he's fought for it. But thinking to like the other ones, you have so many long-term comic book fans that are like, this is what probably should have happened in the movie, or like it'd be interesting to see this or see that. It's like, I always say, if you're a creator, listen to your fans. Don't cave in, but listen to them to be like, oh, that makes sense. Like, you're bringing up a very valid thing that actually happened, or something that sounds a lot better than what we're coming up with. Yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah. So I've been doing this podcast for a while, and one of the questions that I've been asking for a while is, what is selling out? Is there such a thing as selling out? And usually the answer tends to be betraying your own values and ideals in order to make money,
right,
or reach quote unquote success. And that's kind of what that is when a creator caves to the rabid privileged fans that think that they're owed this, a worse product comes out.
Right. A perfect example of someone who did not do that, Alex Hirsch.
Yeah. Gravity Falls is a perfect, wonderful entity, and it was exactly what it needed to be, and leave it there because it's great. Yep. Perfect.
Yeah.
Also, Over the Garden Wall. That's another one that like was its own thing, and it's solid, and that's exactly what it needs to be, and that's it.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't need stuff to be like seasons upon seasons long.
Yes.
Like, I think Korra would have been fine just being the single season. And like, yeah, you would have had like tons of fans being like, we want more, we want more. It's like, just hold your ground and be like, no, we're going to keep it at this. Or like move on to something else that doesn't involve like those characters anymore.
That's why Michael DiMartino was like, all right, I'm going to write a book series.
Which I still need to read. I had the first book. But like, well, I think I might have to look it up. I could be wrong. I think he went on to doing another show.
I'm not sure.
Dragon Quest. I'm
not
like
Dragon Quest. It's
not Dragon Quest.
Like one of those
Dragon
Netflix
Tales.
ones.
Dragon Prince.
Yeah, sure.
Something like that. I think he's a part of that. I could be very, very wrong.
It's the same studio though. But there is a thing that I wanted to get to.
What's up?
Unless, have you finished that thought? Or were you just going to open up another thing?
I don't know
there's
now.
some thoughts there. Okay. I was getting back to like, yeah, we were talking about media and all that stuff. And kind of getting back to the privilege thing, but then also I want to do a kind of zoom out thing. I had a little bit of this with my podcast with Dylan when we talked about Andrew Yang, but I think that kind of zooming out a bit more to what our culture is in America is that we worship the individual, the Ubermensch, as I described it, or as Nisha described it, that, and then all of the like objectivist Randian type stuff, with like, hey, the individual is the super person and they are the ones that are going to pull us out of this thing. It's why we love watching superhero movies. It's why we get so engrossed in these shows and engrossed with these characters. And it's a reflection of our society that instead of coming together as a community, we put all of our hopes into a Ubermensch, a Superman to help us.
A beacon, if you will.
Yeah. And that's just not. So, I mean, first I need to back that up and say, okay, well, cool. We worship superheroes.
Yeah.
We worship fictional superheroes in Avengers and Marvel movies and all that stuff. But we also worship real, quote unquote, superheroes, like tech giants, Elon Musk, and, you know, Steve Jobs. How many freaking Steve Jobs documentaries are there? To an extent, Mark Zuckerberg, although he's now a villain. And the guy who played Mark Zuckerberg became a villain in a superhero movie. So,
it's very true.
And so
Sorry, also not a great villain.
What? I think he was a great villain. He just wasn't a great Lex Luthor.
No, he was basically Joker.
Yeah, and that's fine. But I think that villain was very interesting.
Yeah, just not Lex Luthor.
It just wasn't Lex Luthor. But regardless, we worship these superheroes in real life, and like to some extent, you know, Bill Gates, but then also like Donald Trump. I don't, and you don't worship Donald Trump. No. But there are many people who do worship Donald Trump and say God put Donald Trump in the presidency so that he could save us all from the gays, and all that junk. And so we do kind of, we're not going to do it ourselves because there's this Superman that's going to come in and save us all.
Right.
And he's going to give us the money that we need. He's going to stop all of the villains in China and like
to solve all of our problems.
Right. But if you look at the difference in content with like Japan, oh man, I can't remember who it was that did a video. It might have been Wisecrack. But they talked about how like Japan has this propaganda about like everyone work together so that we can make the world a better place. And if you watch a lot of anime, that's the core message in anime. If you watch My Hero, it's like, hey, yeah, I myself am a superhero, but all of these superheroes with different powers and abilities are coming together to make the world a better place. And we can all defeat the villains rather than I myself am the great person and I will defeat everyone. Everyone else just back off because I got this. Right. And that's kind of what happened with All Might. But then, like, there are problems with that anyways.
Right. Well, it becomes the whole, like, well, who's their superhero? Who's someone will help them with all their problems?
Right. And so what it comes down to is like, hey, if we all come together as a community, we all can progress.
Right.
And so that creates a different culture in Japan, and in China has a similar thing where it's all a monoculture, and everyone, like, we can see this in the response to the coronavirus. Japan and China have been able to reduce greatly the number of cases and the number of deaths. One, because they have slightly more powerful. China has a more powerful government because they are able to just be an authoritarian and be like, everyone go home or else.
Right.
If the U.S. government were to do that, there would be armed revolution from all of the apocalypse preparers who have all of their stocks of ammunition.
Well, and kind of getting slightly political in a way, like, it does work over, like, in Japan or in China because, like, yes, how everything is run there, the people will do what they're told to do to an extent, obviously. Whereas here, Americans definitely like to push the buttons or poke the bear as much as you can. So, like, now we're finally being told, like, hey, like, what, we have a curfew here now where it's like you must be home by like 11 or like inside by 11, or like we're just now also getting told, like, if you fake cough in someone, like, you're gonna be charged for
terrorism.
Like, we're just,
it is terrorism.
We're just now getting that many months later. But, like,
how dare they step on my First Amendment rights?
That's like the thing. It's kind of like here in America, it's like a lot of, like, we have these certain things, and as soon as, like, it's kind of being taken away from us, we start rebelling against it. But, like, we have too much pride, a little bit of everything in
American exceptionalism, the belief that America is unlike anything else and we will prevail and we will be greater than anything else. But also racism. Play BioShock Infinite. And so, I mean, well, on the other side too is, like, Japan was able to do that not through an authoritarian government, but through a monoculture. And so they were able to be like, hey, socially, if you go out, you're a bad person, and we will, like, socially make note of that and make you feel bad about it.
Right.
And so, like, socially in Japan, they're able to be like, hey, don't do that.
Well, like, I feel like we could do that even here in America, but, like,
no one cares.
Well, exactly. That's the thing. It's like, was it your teacher or one of your friends where they were saying, like, I used to, like, say under my breath, like, wash your hands, but now it's like he will be like, freaking wash your hands in the bathroom, like a public bathroom. It's like, I feel like we could still try that and just be like, hey, freaking wash your hands, you're in the bathroom, or you just use the bathroom.
You're gonna spread this shit.
Well, but, like, said person you, like, quote unquote yelled at, they'll be like, you can't tell me what to do.
Right. And it's like, all right, well, fucking,
you just end up having two dogs just barking at each other. And nothing gets solved. That's, like, the issue. One of the main issues we have here.
And so, like, no one...
Privilege.
Right. And that is the privilege of, like, you can't tell me what to do. And so it's like, yeah, sure, we enjoy poking the bear because it worked with Great Britain. But the bear, in this instance, is a virus that will kill old people. And...
well, definitely old people, but, like, no one's immune to it.
Young people. Kids are pretty immune to it.
Well, I mean, like, again, going back to the spring breakers that we kept hearing about.
Right. I'm invincible.
It still goes back to the whole, like, I understand, like, what my parents were saying, that, oh, you're a teenager, you think you're invincible of everything. It's like, you're really not. It just comes down to the experience that we each have, you know? That's what it boils down to. And so, I can easily say when I was that young, I was definitely in a different mindset than I am now. And I'm going to have a different mindset, like, 10 years from now, even 2 years from now.
And so what this comes down to, hey, going full circle, because I'm about to start wrapping it up, is that check your privilege. Like, oh, okay, well, you can't tell me whether or not I should wash my hands. It was like, well, actually, if, like, literally every medical professional is telling you to wash your hands for 20 seconds, then they know a little bit more about this than you do.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know how like microbiology works, but they do.
Yeah.
And so they kind of have the authority on that front. So maybe you should stay home and wash your goddamn hands.
Yeah. Also, there's plenty of non-medical people that are out there. I think I remember seeing a video go around like, I just remember being like, why is this person's putting Nutella on their hands? But they were proving a point like the Nutella represents the germs and like how much stuff you really touch and whatnot.
Yeah.
And there's, I think, literally a movie called Pandemic that Gwyneth Paltrow's in. And it talks about the spread of stuff.
Okay. Well, yeah. I saw one where a guy talked about like, imagine that everything is covered in glitter.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if that glitter is on your hands still, then it's still there. So like.
And glitter is friggin' hard to get rid of.
Exactly. So wash
also,
your hands.
Biohazardous.
Yeah. Yeah. Those poor fish.
Yep. That we eat.
Yeah. So, I mean.
Full circle.
Yeah. Just think you have glitter on your hands and then try and get that freaking glitter off. But I mean, yeah. These people know a little bit more about this than you do. Trust in that. Because it looks as though, I don't want to make any bold assumptions here, but I'm catching some wind that the president is an idiot. I might have to check my sources on that. But maybe if I, relook at the evidence and have this hypothesis as maybe the president is an idiot, I think the evidence might line up to prove that to be true.
How long do we have till Easter?
It doesn't matter because the thing still got extended to the end of April, so he was already wrong. But, hey, look, some evidence that might seem to indicate that the president is an idiot.
He's literally the kid that you knew in school that had a presentation and didn't prepare for it until literally 20 minutes before class.
Yeah.
That's what he is.
But the kid is funny and he'll get away with it.
Funny enough.
Right. But
to
that's
most people, not everyone.
Right. Yeah, no. I mean, I'll concede Donald Trump is pretty hilarious at times.
I won't even say that.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's some funny shit. And regardless of if this is a point that Joe Rogan makes, but he says some funny shit. And yeah, you don't have to agree with it because I'll still laugh. But I mean, yeah, we live in the worst simulation. It's great. It's awful.
Yeah.
So I mean, all right, to wrap up the thing that I've been saying this whole time, check your privilege, if I can say that sentence correctly. Be a little humble. Put yourself in other people's shoes. Yeah, be kind.
We're all going through this together. This pandemic doesn't care your age, your status, anything.
Yeah. If you can't breathe, you will not live.
Yeah. Just be a gosh dang human and
take care of yourself.
Yeah.
And take care of others by taking care of yourself.
Love thy neighbor the way that you want them to love you.
Yeah.
I butchered that verse. That's fine.
We all know what it means.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing this with me.
Of course.
My wife. Where can people find you and your things?
You can find me primarily on Instagram. I don't have a lot up right now, but times have changed. Maybe stuff will start showing up on there. So you can find me at Sable Ann _creations on Instagram, or you can find anything of mine at sableann.com.
Yep.
And yeah.
Cool. Yeah. She does cool art stuff, and hopefully newer cool art stuff will start to happen.
Hopefully. We got some ideas.
Yeah. And again, thank you for doing this with me. I love you.
I love you. Where can we find you?
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm Santiago Ramones.
I'm Sable.
You can find everything that I do on my website, santiagoramones.com. I make music. There is all of my composer stuff, which you can actually go like santiagoramones.com/machinations to see some of that cool stuff. Or just if you go /music, then there's like all of the everything, including the stuff that's on my SoundCloud, which is more like electronic composery type stuff. And then there's my singer-songwriter stuff that's on Bandcamp, and the stuff that I do with Power Cycle. I recently did a live stream where basically I did 30 minutes of improvisation in making music, which ended up just being some drums and a bass line. And then that was sent to Jonathan, a member of Power Cycle, and he is going to do a stream, and he will make stuff for 30 minutes, and then that will be sent to Breck, and then he will make stuff for 30 minutes on top of that. And then we'll do that cycle one more time, and look, hey, we can do remote collaboration without having to see each other and spread the virus, because, hey, look at all the stuff that we talked about earlier. And yeah, you can find all of the Power Cycle stuff like at Power Cycle Music on the social medias, or infinitonemusic.com/powercycle.
And hey, don't you guys have an album?
Hey, we do have an album that came out recently. Thanks for mentioning it. It's called Too Many Damn Cables. It's streaming everywhere. I think it's pretty neat. It's all improvised music, and I think it's kind of neat that we were able to make cool stuff right off the cuff. That's pretty neat.
That is neat.
Yeah, I was on my podcast. My things they shape my life philosophy. I mean, more times can we say neat? I at every podcast, my 3 things they shape my life philosophy. Those 3 things are neat, neat, neat. No, I'm kidding. Those 3 things are love never fails. It's going to be okay. I might be wrong.
Bye.